Hello, it's Ash and welcome back to day 18 of the Injury Prevention Blueprint. Well done for being here on day 18. You're keeping going, you're showing up for your body and for your running, so well done. We're going to need some form of belt or strap at some point throughout the session, but not just yet, so get hold of that now if you need to pause the video and get hold of that. But we're going to come onto our hands and our knees and then we're going to send it up into slowly sending it up into a downward facing dog. So we're going to work on shins and calf again today, and we're going to start to pedal. So we're pedaling into that Achilles and that calf area, and we're slowly just pedaling into one heel and then the other. A nice good stretch, nice dynamic massage. Don't go too quickly, go nice and slow so you get the tissues warmed up, a little bit supple, get some fluid into those tissues of the body. And it doesn't matter what your downward facing dog looks like, so just nice and slowly pedaling, as long as you're feeling a good stretch in the Achilles heel and the calf muscle area. So you keep breathing and we're doing this. Make sure that it feels like about the right amount of work for your body. You're not aggressively forcing or brutalizing your body. Okay, and then we're going to come down slowly onto the knees. We're going to keep the toes tucked under. We're going to get a little bit of feet in this one as well, but also again we're going to get it's good. It's so that if when we start to get that dorsiflexion, that shin, the knee up to the knee, we're going to let's bring the hips to the heels. If you knees or toes don't like that, you just come a little bit further forwards. So yeah, when we can flex the toes up towards the knee with that dorsiflexion, as I've said before, again that's going to help our shins and calves. So just get a little bit of a movement left and right with this. Again, we're avoiding pain, so if it's painful, you just bring your head and chest further up the mat like this and come off the knees or the toes, whichever might feel a bit painful. I know that this can be a quite uncomfortable position for some people with the flexibility in their toes. Okay, and then lift up, and then let's go tops of the feet down, and then slowly sit the hips into the heels. Again, if it's painful for the knees or the shins or the top of the foot, you don't go as far down into the heels. You just come a little bit high like this, and maybe you're here and you're moving left and right, and that's enough squishing and massaging for you. So just find the right amount, and this should feel like a good stretch down to the top of the foot and into the shin area again, but we're getting compression into the knee, which is good. We're squishing all of those tissues of the body, and as we move gently, we're getting everything gliding over each other. I always say it, but it's helping everything glide over each other much smoother. Breathe as we do this. Okay, and then we're going to come slowly forwards, come out of that, just let the body adjust to that as we then come and sit onto the bum. And then I've done this one a few times in some videos, but we're going to go hands by the side, like this, legs nice and long. I'm going to do what's called, so in my youngest daughter's dance class, when she used to go to dance class, when she used to go to her younger dance class, she still goes to dance class, she was doing good toes, naughty toes. So we point the toes and pull the toes. I can't remember which one's which. I think good toes is pointing those toes. So pointing those toes as far away from the knee and the shin as we can, and then we're pulling them up as far towards the knee as we can. So we're going nice and slow, a little bit of a pause as we push, and then pull the toes, tiny pause each time, and we're doing this for about 45 seconds. Keep the shoulders and the elbows soft, so try not to lock them out. And as you do this, notice, again, you can see the calves and the shins, how they are working together. So the front and the back of the lower leg muscles, and this is what happens in our body, they work like pulley systems. So keep breathing. And that works throughout our body as we go up the body and down the body. The front and back work together like pulleys, almost. Okay, nearly there. Let's pull the toes up, squeeze, hold, and relax. Okay, have a bounce through those calf muscles again. You should be feeling that maybe in those shin muscles. I'm going to take hold of that belt or that strap, whatever you've got now, and place it around the foot, around the balls of the feet. So don't squish the toes, around the balls of the feet. And then what we're going to do from here is we're going to pull the toes into a stretch. So we get a good stretch. It doesn't matter which foot we're going with first, because we're going to do both, obviously. So we're going to go pulling those toes, get that good stretch. And then slowly what we're going to do from here is just release the pressure on the pull with the hands a little bit as you start to, but keep some resistance as you start to push the toes away from you like that. And then just pull into a stretch. And again, then just release some of the tension on the pull and then really push through the toes. So you create a bit of resistance. Again, you can feel those muscles in the shin and the calf working through this. So you pull, have a good stretch for 3 to 5 seconds, and then push the toes, still keeping some resistance on the hands. Keep breathing as we do it. So again, yeah, count to 3 or 4 or 5 seconds in that stretch and then push those toes. We're doing this for about a minute, just over a minute on each side. Work. So good pull, good push. Last one, let's do last one. Hold for 5. And then good push. And then just release. And as you release that, just feel the difference between the left and the right side. So you can feel, obviously, the shin muscles. You can feel how they've worked. Maybe even a little bit in the calves as well. Or maybe you feel stretched in the calves. But you can feel the work there. So we're going to go again around the other side, around the balls of the feet for about a minute. So pull into that stretch. Hold. Let's go 5 seconds. Let's do 5. And then push the toes. Okay, and then into the stretch. And as we always do, we can notice the difference between the left and the right. So does one side feel stronger? Do you feel like you've got more of a stretch on one side compared to the other? And this is where it's a good idea to, again, just make a mental note of any imbalances that you find, and we can always do double the amount of work to even out the imbalances. Okay, almost there. Again, let's pull and hold for 5, 3, 2, 1, and then push, and then release. Good work. So just take that strap off for a moment, and then just going to have a good wiggle. And again, just bounce those calf muscles. And then from here, we're just going to slowly, again, come back onto a kneeling position, and then we're going to tuck those, so the tops of the feet to the mat again, and then we're going to work into that shin stretch again after we've just done all of that work. Slowly sit the hips into the heels, but this time, if we can, we're going to sit up a little bit more, so bringing the hands a bit closer to the hips. Again, if this is painful, it's uncomfortable for you, you can just keep your hands here and support the body. So make sure you're listening to your knees and your shins, and if you're able to, you could maybe sit the head above the hips, and the hips are nice and sat into those heels, and then they can just gently massage, making sure that you've got a mat and something soft beneath you, because this could feel quite harsh if you've got a really hard surface underneath. And then just move left and right with that, and this should feel like a really good stretch for the shins now. Have a smile. If at any point you need to come off the shins, you bring your hands forward, but we're nearly there anyway. This is the last stretch for our shins. And it's that time of the video where every video, I always ask it, if you could just give it a thumbs up or put thanks for the video in the comments. I appreciate your support. And if you would like to work with me as your coach, have a look in the link in the description below. So just nice and slowly coming forwards with the hands and feel the after effects of that work. Have a little bit of a move around and wiggle. Just notice how your body is responding to that work. And we're 18 days complete now, so fantastic work. You should give yourself a little pat on the back. Well done. And I shall see you in tomorrow's video for day 19.